Welcome back to the channel Safemoon Millionaires. My name is Ishaan, and oh boy do we have a lot to talk about regarding Safemoon. So make sure you stick around till the end of the video because we also cover Safemoon's full technical analysis, price target, and my exact strategies to profit because we've been nailing these reversals. So right off the bat, we can see some pretty big news announced. We can see 1.9 million holders, 1.9 million, which just blows my mind. I mean, guys, it's been 2 months. We're just growing and growing, and the interest is continuing to build up regarding Safemoon. Apart from that, we even got a new exchange, and this is actually pretty big. I mean, a lot of people have been complaining that there's not enough exchanges, and as a result, there's not enough buyers. But by adding these new exchanges, what that's going to mean is that it's going to open up access for a lot more people who can't really buy Safemoon. And in fact, this Bicky exchange is actually number 203 out of the biggest exchanges according to CoinMarketCap. So I mean, it's nothing crazy, to be honest. Like, what we really want to be seeing is like some exchanges in the top 100. So you know, this is a good first step for Safemoon. It's a good first step. They just need to continue to work their way higher, and hopefully that Binance listing eventually comes through. Because again, guys, like I've been saying in every video, demand is going up, but supply is going down. Even Safemoon, if I actually scroll down, 412 trillion tokens have been burnt so far and counting. So all this fundamentals is essentially building up the base for Safemoon to go a lot higher based on fundamentals alone. And I honestly don't expect us to see any of those large, big pushes up and big pushes down anymore. I think more and more people are beginning to see Safemoon more as an investment than a short-term spec play, right? The short-term mindset, the speculative mindset has been causing these large swings up and down, like we saw with Bitcoin. Bitcoin ran up massively and it came back down, right? Same thing with Safemoon. What I expect is, you know, we've ran up, we've come down, but now we're gonna see a smooth sailing ride to the upside as more and more people see this as an investment. I think we'll still be really volatile, but I don't expect such, you know, big pushes up, big pushes down, because by going down that route, that's just gonna lead to the bubble popping. What we need is a smooth ride up with healthy pullbacks that people, you know, buy into, and we push even higher. That's how it should be going. Pullbacks are always healthy. It's great to see, and it gives the opportunity for more people to enter and buy into the dips. So that's what I expect to see going forward. Alright, so jumping into the technicals of Safemoon, we can see a few things right off the bat. So first of all, we can see how we had our little dip, but now we're correcting back higher. And in fact, if I actually place in some lines, we can actually see that we've broken above all-time highs. Right over here, we've broken above these all-time highs, and if you take a look, we can see that we're now trying to turn that previous level of resistance into support. As you can see, the very low of these candles is now turning that resistance level that was resistance up over here into support. Because, you know, we were really struggling, but the fact that we've now broken above and the fact that we're turning it into support shows very strong buyer demand, and that buyers are finally willing to commit to that price level. And in fact, honestly, I totally expected this. If you guys even go back to my past videos, I've been telling you guys every video that this dip was really healthy, and it was really good that we got this dip, because the reason was that so many people were looking to pile into Safemoon, and the fact that all the good news that has come along in the recent days was only bound to push it even higher. So overall, this is looking like a really healthy push, considering the fact that it also broke out on decently strong volume. Now, apart from that, we can see how the red MACD line is beginning to cross back above the green signal line, and this again further validates that the momentum is shifting back in favor of the buyers. Now, we can also see that Safemoon is holding the 9 EMA, which is this blue line, as support, and that's exactly what you want to see, especially after a breakout. Like right now, I would actually be looking to buy and add more to my Safemoon position, because not only have we turned that previous level of resistance into support, but on this breakout, we're now validating the 9 EMA as support. The reason the 9 EMA is so powerful is because the 9 EMA essentially shows who is controlling the trend. Like if we scroll back, the moment we broke below the 9 EMA, boom, guess what happens? Safemoon began trending down. But the moment we broke above and began turning into support, you can see how buyers are controlling the trend. And it also shows that buyers are willing to pay a premium compared to Safemoon's shorter term average price. Essentially, buyers are really bullish. Now, jumping into the hourly chart, we can see how we're now consistently forming higher highs and higher lows, just, pointing to a classic bullish reversal pattern, right? We can see just higher highs, higher lows, and as long as we continue to stay in this channel pattern, it will continue to show that buyers are willing to, increase their bids to continuously keep forming new highs. And apart from that, even the MACD line is above the signal line. We've been forming bullish divergences on the RSI, even when we were consolidating right over here. And again, going back to the 4-hour chart, we can see how it's just a classic saucer reversal pattern, right? We got our push out, we dipped down, and we're forming a saucer, essentially a U-shaped recovery that pushes up to further upside. So now that you get a rough understanding of the technicals, let me break down my price target and my exact strategy to profit. So right off the bat, we can see now we're finally getting some follow through, right? We pushed up, we got our breakout, we pulled back, and now we're following through higher. So once we, break above this top resistance line right over here, and break above essentially the initiating candle that initiated this break and actually get follow through above this resistance level here at 908, I would personally be looking to buy and add even more to my investment position into that. Many times we get breakouts and we get drops back lower. What you always want to wait for is follow through. So that follow through, if we get that, I would be looking to buy instantly into that. Now, if we continue higher, if I actually go back to the hourly chart, let me place in some Fibonacci lines and let's talk about our price target and where Safemoon could potentially be going. And we've talked about this before, but let's just do it again for some of you new people out here. If I place in our fib lines from this swing high, to our swing low down over here, what we can see is that our next fib level is all the way up here at about 127, right up over here. So as we can see, our fib levels have been acting as levels of resistance and support. Even going over here, we can see right over here at these fib levels, we've been finding support, resistance, all of that, like right over here, resistance, everything. So now on a break higher to, let's say, our next fib level, we're looking at potentially, a 38% return, which is it's a decent short-term gain, nothing crazy, nothing to profit, too much. But if we go to our next fib level up over here, we're looking at almost 100% return, over 100% return up till this next fib level right up over here at about 186. And I think it's very likely that if we continue and follow through higher, we easily break up to this first fib level right over here. But a longer term price target, let's say maybe a month, maybe a couple weeks from now to maybe a month from now, I certainly expect it's definitely possible that we hit our second fib level up here at 186, just because of the overall bullish momentum that we're seeing. I mean, even if we go to the daily chart, let's just go to the daily chart for just a second. We can also see on the daily chart how the red MACD line has crossed above the green signal line, showing that the longer term trend and the longer term momentum is shifting again in favor of the buyers. So this again signals to expect further upside and further momentum shifts. And in a way, if we actually replicate our move right over here, like say from this swing low down over here where we started over here up to the swing high, we saw an almost 500% gain. And so if we now replicate that move from this swing low over here up to up here to our second fib level, again we're looking at about a 500% gain. So we'd be essentially replicating that and getting our second wave. So essentially on a breakout higher, if we do end up following through, we could in a way replicate our first wave and form a new second wave up to the second fib level up here at about 186. So that's how to trade Safemoon on a breakout higher. Now what about if it breaks out lower, which is totally possible? I always like to give you guys both sides so that you can anticipate how to profit off Safemoon regardless of whichever way it goes. So if we fail to get follow through, the first level of support that I see Safemoon having is right over here where we found support over here. Right here at about, 666197 is where I definitely see it finding support if we end up breaking back down. Now below that, if we break down even lower, the next level of support will be at this, if I actually remove this fib level for just a second, the next level of support will be at this previous level of resistance that it had right over here at 593, where I definitely expect a lot of buyers to turn it into support. And if I actually place in some fib lines, from this swing low up to our recent swing high, that, previous level of resistance will also be our 50 retracement level, which is usually where these big reversals tend to happen. Usually we'll get pullbacks to the 50, but that's essentially our make or break level. If we break below that, we end up going lower, but if we find support there, we usually end up rocketing even higher. So on a pullback, definitely these two key levels will be important to watch. Now at these levels of support, the way you want to be playing it is by watching for higher highs and higher lows and a break above the 9 EMA. It's essentially like if you watch one of our previous videos, right over here when we caught our massive reversal, I told you guys higher highs, higher lows, and a break above the 9 EMA, which is the blue line. We got that and boom, we skyrocketed even higher. So that's the simple way to put it, but if you want to learn a lot more advanced trading strategies and technical analysis for yourself, be sure to check out the Gen Z Trader Academy down below to learn how to become more profitable and make better entry and exit decisions. With that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.